So today we are going to start one. Which atom now my yes everyone. Give me a minute, please. Yes, what about now? Now am I audible properly? Okay. Quantum principle quantum number 3. So if we look at over here, subshell atom just it's from period 3. Okay. Yes, let me check. So sodium have outermost subshell S and calcium have outermost subshell S. So A and C go wrong. Now we are left with chlorine and bromine. So yes, now am I audible properly? I don't know what's happening, or might be my internet is not working well today. That's right. So is question number 1 is understandable to everyone? Okay. Now, question number 2. Which atom has the same number of electrons as the hydroxide ion? Okay, so if we look at hydroxide ion, oxygen have 8 electrons, hydrogen have 1 electron and an electron. So total electrons are 10 in hydroxide ion. Fluorine atomic number is 9, so 9 electrons, which makes A wrong. Then neon has 10 electrons. Its atomic number is 10. Sodium is 11 and magnesium is 12. So C and D goes wrong. Yes, very good. Neon is correct answer. Now question number 3. In separate experiments, 5-gram sample of each of 4 S block metals are added to an excess of water. The gas evolved is collected and its volume measured under the same conditions of temperature and pressure for each sample. Okay. Which metal produces the largest volume of gas? So the easiest way to find out is the one with more number of moles. Okay. So we have to find out the number of moles for each substance, each element with a 5 gram. So for calcium, it would be 5 over 40. For potassium, 5 over 39. For rubidium, can anybody tell me the AR of rubidium? And for strontium as well? (86) and 87, right? No, there is no y5 exponent minus 3. These are grams, right? So the largest moles would be this one, right? So, no, 1 minute. One more thing. Okay. Can anybody tell me the values of these? Okay, 85.5 for medium. Yes, please tell me the values. 0.124 moles. Then 0.128, 0.0581, 0.0574. Okay, so these two are from group 2 and these two are from group 1. Okay, so there is a difference in group 1 metal element being reaction with water and a reaction of group 2 metal with water. So when group 1 metal reacts with the water, it will give you metal hydroxide and hydrogen. And we have to balance it like this. Then when group 2 metal reacts with water, it will form metal hydroxide and hydrogen. And here 2 moles of water is being used. So for group 2, 1 mole of metal is producing 1 mole of hydrogen, but for group 1, 1 mole of metal is producing half mole of hydrogen. So from this information, yes, Ali Asad, from this information, we can eliminate these two. And among these two, A and C, there are greater number of moles of calcium. So C would go wrong and A is the correct answer. Is this clear to everyone? Okay. Now question number 4. A student reacts 1 mole of copper with concentrated nitric acid to produce 1 mole of copper 2 nitrate, 2 moles of water, and substance X. No other product is formed. Substance X does not contain copper or hydrogen. Copper with nitric acid forming copper nitrate CuNO3 twice, that is copper 2 nitrate, water, and basically to the echo. We have to find out what is X now. So they have told you that there is no copper or no hydrogen. I will balance this equation by putting 4 before nitric acid, and as they have told you that is 1 mole of copper, so it remains 1, and 2 moles of water, so they also remain 2. Nitrogen. So it means that this X must contain, X must have a nitrogen, and there are 2 nitrogens. Now, if you look at oxygens, here we are getting 6 oxygens, and here we are getting 2 oxygens. This, and here we have 12 oxygens, right? So there are 8 oxygens on the product side, and on the reactant side we have a 12 oxygens. So it means there must be 4 oxygen. So we are left with 2 nitrogen and 4 oxygen, which makes X would be NO2, and there are 2 moles of NO2. So C, B, and A are the wrong answers, and D is your correct answer. Yes, is this clear to everyone? Question number 5. In which structure are 3 atoms bonded together in a straight line? Okay. So if I draw polyethylene, I will be getting this structure. For propane, I would be getting this structure. For silicon tetrachloride, I would be getting this structure. And for SF6, I would be getting this structure. So what could be the answer? Yes, Ali Asad says propane. Anyone else want to add? Yes, Wariza, very good. Is it? It's SF6. And why? Because here the bond angle is 109.5 degrees, whether this one or this one or this one. So they are not in a straight line. See the statement. They are asking about straight line. In the same way, the bond angle is 109.5 degrees. The bond angle over here is also 109.5 degrees. But here, if you see the bond angle, this bond angle, it would be 180 degrees only. So A, B, and C goes wrong, and D is your correct answer. Now, question number 6. Statement about aluminum chloride is correct. Aluminum chloride has a much higher melting amine. So, if you recall, aluminum chloride being an ionic compound, which makes this statement wrong because ionic compounds always have a higher melting points. Is this clear? Now, B part. Anhydrous aluminum chloride reacts vigorously with water to form a solution with a pH greater than 7. Now, if you recall uh, that the pH gets lower than 7. So B is the wrong answer. Each Al2Cl6 molecule found in aluminum chloride vapors contain 2 coordinate bonds. Yes, if you recall, this is the correct answer because both the AlCl3 molecules, one chlorine atom from one AlCl3 molecules forms a dative bond with the other aluminum molecule. That's how there would be 2 coordinate bonds. The bonding between chlorine is strong ionic due to the large difference. Is this clear to everyone? Okay. Now question number 7. Black powder is a mixture of potassium nitrate, carbon, and sulfur. The mixture reacts as shown. Okay. A sealed tube containing black powder has a volume of 10 centimeter cube when all of the black powder reacts. Okay. So black powder is basically the mixture of, okay. So these three collectively constitute black powder. The reaction causes a pressure of 2 exponent 6 pascals and temperature of 2500 Kelvin. Okay. The volume of potassium carbonate and potassium sulfide produced can be ignored. Okay, because these are solid. How many moles of potassium nitrate are contained in C2? Okay. We have to find the moles of potassium nitrate. Okay, so we got the volume of container, we got the pressure, and we get the temperature. It will help us to find the moles of gases formed, and there are, if you see over here, there are 7 moles of gases, and if I relate these 7 moles of gases with the potassium nitrates, so the ratio would be 4:7 or 7:4. Okay, to find the number of moles, what we do? Pressure, that is 2 exponent 6, that is fine. Volume must be in meter cube, so 10 exponent minus 6 over R is the general gas constant, which is 8.13, and times temperature, which is 2500 Kelvin. Okay, just give me a minute. I have to confirm the value of R. 8.31, sorry. Yes. Can anybody tell me the answer, please? I want the value over here. What value you are getting? Please tell me. 9.63 exponent minus 4. These are the moles of gases. And we have the ratio of 7:4. So 9.63 exponent minus 4 is to x. You will find the value of x. Now I think x would be, here the value of x would be 4.81 exponent minus 4. So that's why B, C, and D goes wrong. And A is your correct answer. Yes, is this clear to everyone? If anyone have any doubt, please ask. Now, question number 8. For which pair is the boiling point of the first compound higher than the boiling point of the second compound? Okay. So, here there is a hydrogen bonding between the molecules. Here there is a dipole, permanent dipole. ED-PD forces. So this is the correct one according to the requirement of the examiner. Here it's a permanent dipole, and here there is a hydrogen bond. So this one have a higher melting point, carboxylic acid, than as compared to ester. So B goes wrong. In the same way, here we have a second compound have a hydrogen bond. First have a permanent dipole, so C goes wrong. In the same way, here we have a aldehyde and carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid have a hydrogen bond, and here we have a permanent dipole forces. So D goes wrong, and A is your correct answer. Is this clear to everyone? Now, question number 9. The equation for an enthalpy change is shown. The enthalpy change is Q. Okay. What is the correct expression to calculate Q? If you see, we have our elements over here, and we are getting compounds. We are getting 2 moles of carbon dioxide. So it means it can be, because the elements are forming, so I can consider it twice of enthalpy change of formation of carbon dioxide, and in the same way I can consider uh, it as a 3 times enthalpy change of formation of water as well, right? And both are being formed, so I have to add them. Here there is a minus and minus, which makes A and C wrong. And as water is liquid and here water is gas, so B goes wrong. And your correct answer is D. Yes, is this clear? Now, question number 10. A reaction pathway diagram for the reaction of aqueous sodium hydroxide and dilute sulfuric acid is shown. Okay. What is the value of enthalpy change of neutralization? Yes, who can tell me the answer, please? Yes, CO2 is a combustion as well, but it is also a formation because the elements are being formed. So it is being formed from elements. See, the carbon and oxygen, basically these two are turning into carbon dioxide. So this can be considered as formation of carbon dioxide or combustion of carbon. Okay, Shahan? Okay. Yes, what will be the answer over here? Yes, Variza, very good. See, they are they are ask you the enthalpy change of neutralization, and enthalpy change of neutralization is when 1 mole of water is being formed, right? And here you are seeing 2 moles of water. So this X is the enthalpy change, which is basically equals to twice of enthalpy change of neutralization, because 2 moles of water are being formed. So if I have to represent it with the enthalpy change of a neutralization, then it would be X over 2. So A, B, and D goes wrong, and C is your correct answer. Is this clear to everyone? Okay. Now, question number 11. A student reacts 4 mole of ammonia with the oxygen to produce an oxide of nitrogen and water only. Okay. Its oxidation state by 5 in a reaction. How many moles of oxygen gas react with 4 ammonia in this reaction. Okay. For this question, let's work over here. Ammonia is reacting with oxygen. We are getting water. Okay. So in ammonia, the oxidation number of nitrogen is -3. And if nitrogen is -3 and oxidation state is increased by 5, right? So by 5 by 3, if it loses 3 electron, it becomes 0. And if loses 2 more, so it becomes 2 positive. So it would turn into this one. And we get a oxygen is -2. So it means that the compound that is being formed over here is NO. And they said that there are 4 moles of NH3 is used. So there must be 4 moles of NO and 6 moles of water. So 4 oxygen over here and 6 oxygen over here. So the total number of oxygen would be 10. So I have to put 5 over here. So the correct answer would be B in this case. Is this clear to everyone? Okay. Now question number 12. In the treatment of domestic water supplies, chlorine is added to water to kill bacteria. Okay. Some ClO negative ions are formed. What is the change in oxidation number of chlorine when forming the ClO negative ion from aqueous chlorine? Okay. So they are asking about Cl2 to ClO negative. And they are asking about the change in oxidation number. So here chlorine is 0 and here chlorine is +1. So the change is always final minus initial. So +1 minus 0 gives you +1. So D, B, and A goes wrong. And C is your correct answer. Okay. Now, question number 13. Ethanoic acid is mixed with ethanol. So this is ethanoic acid. And here you have ethanol. The ethanol is contaminated with a small amount of methanol. Okay. The following equilibrium has been established. Okay. This is ethanol and this is methanol. So both would undergo esterification reaction and both would form an equilibrium. Which statement about the equilibrium mixture is correct? Only ethyl ethanoate will form because there is much more ethanol present than methanol. Okay, this is question number 13. So this is not correct. Obviously, if there is a methanol, so it would also undergo, esterification reaction and equilibrium would establish. In this mixture, concentration of okay. They are saying that when we put their Kc values, Kc expressions, then we will get this thing. So I think this is the wrong statement because they are saying K1 over K2 and K1 is for equation 1. So if we will do this, it will become CCH3 CO2, CH2, CH3 over H2O, oh sorry, times H2O divided by CH3CO2H into CH3CH2OH, and this whole thing would be divided by CH3CO2CH3 into H2O over CH3CO2H and CH3OH. So if you see, this would be get cancelled, this would be get cancelled, but these four things would be left behind, and here they have shown us two things, so B goes wrong. Adding water to the mixture will alter the mole ratio of two esters. No, the mole ratio wouldn't be changed by adding this water. It shifts the position of equilibrium to the left only. So C goes wrong as well. It means our correct answer is E. Adding methyl ethanoate to a mixture will increase the number of moles of ethyl ethanoate. Yes, this is one is correct, because if we add this one, the concentration of this increases, which in turn shifts the equilibrium towards left, and both have a same substance. So as the equilibrium is shifting towards left, ethanoic acid's concentration starts to increase, and as a result, the equilibrium shifts towards right. So obviously, more moles of ethanoate would form finally. Otherwise, if you are sure about the first three statements that they are wrong, so there is no need to work on the fourth one. You have to just mark it the correct one and move forward. SO3 is manufactured from SO2 and O2 in the contact process. The reaction is exothermic. Okay. Which row shows the effect on equilibrium yield obtained in contact process of increasing the temperature and of adding vanadium catalyst? So if you recall the equation, it is SO2 is reacting with oxygen, forming sulfur trioxide, and the enthalpy change for this reaction would be negative. Now, what they are saying that okay, Variza, are you talking about question number 13? Okay. See over here. Basically, these two equilibriums are in the same container. Is this understandable? Because they said that the ethanol is contaminated with the methanol, so both the things are present in the same container, and when we added the ethanoic acid to them, these two equilibrium would establish in the same container. Is this understandable? Yes. Okay. Now, if you look at the last statement, adding methyl ethanoate to the mixture will increase the number of moles of ethyl ethanoate. So what they are increasing? Methyl ethanoate. Methyl ethanoate is this one. So what would happen if I increases the concentration of this one? The equilibrium shifts to the left, and as the equilibrium shifts to the left, we will get the more concentration of ethanoic acid. Is this clear? Yes. Okay. So if you see, this is the same reactant which is taking part in the reaction one as well. So it means that actually this ethanoic acid formed over here is actually affecting both the equilibria, but this concentration is increased due to the increase in this. So as a result, that it start affecting the first equilibrium, and as a result, the first equilibrium starts to shift to the right because it is getting more ethanoic acid in the container. And when the equilibrium shifts towards the right, so we will get the more moles of ethyl ethanoate. Now, is this understandable? This is one, this is second, this is third one, fourth one, and fifth one over here. Okay. Now question number, yeah. So increasing temperature. What would happen if I increase the temperature? The equilibrium shifts towards right or left for this reaction? Yes, what happens to the position of the equilibrium? It shifts to the left. Very good, because increase in temperature favors the equilibrium, favors the reaction which is endothermic. So if it shifts to the left, the yield would decrease, and the yield will, if the yield would decrease, this makes C and D wrong. So C and D are eliminated. Now we have to choose between A and B. Adding vanadium as a catalyst. So when we add a vanadium as a catalyst, so do catalysts change the position of the equilibrium? Yes, or just increases the rate? It doesn't change, affect the position of the equilibrium. So here they are saying equilibrium yield increases makes this wrong. And B is our correct answer. Yes, very good. Now question number 15. The Boltzmann distribution for a gas at a constant temperature of 50 degrees Celsius is shown. If the temperature of the gas is reduced by 10 degrees Celsius, the graph changes shape. Okay. Yeah, obviously. If you recall, when we decrease the temperature to 10 degrees Celsius, the graph shape change in this way. What happens to the values of N for the molecular energies X, Y, and Z? So you get a better idea. That at X, it would be higher. So C and D are eliminated. Actually, at Y, it obviously gets lower. So the shape would be actually, like this. So, and at Z, it gets not higher, it gets lower. So A goes wrong, and B is our correct answer. Okay. So we are done with 15 questions. Now 16 onwards, we will inshallah continue tomorrow. So tomorrow we will resume and we will start from question number 16. Yes. Okay. Take care, everyone. Allah Hafiz.